Are you happiest wearing dresses or jeans and t-shirts? I love making button-eyed goth girls in feminine dresses, but this week I decided it was time for a change. And today I'm making a rainbow-haired cloth art doll who likes to wear more casual clothes. If you just found me, my name's Jo. I'm a full-time doll artist based on a narrowboat in Wales. I want to give this doll some skinny jeans, so I've decided on some navy blue cotton with a tiny star print. She's going to have a black t-shirt with this little rainbow pride flag on the front. I've got some super chunky weight acrylic yarn for her hair in rainbow colours like the pride flag. This yarn looks really effective once it's unravelled. I'd quite like to give her an undercut, so keep watching to see how I do that. She's going to be bead jointed and I want to keep those knee joints visible, so I'm using the blue starry fabric to make the leg pieces. I'm making sure all the pieces are stuffed really firmly with Kapok so she keeps her shape when I start putting her together. I use this little ballpoint bodkin for so many different things. It has a ball on one end and a flat loop on the other. It's great for pushing stuffing into the tiny pieces. I'll put a link to it in the description. I've covered the lower half of the torso with the blue fabric to make the top part of the jeans. I didn't use a pattern for this, I just pinned the fabric in place and hand stitched it to get a close fit. The legs will be hinge jointed to the body, but before I do that, I want to paint some shoes. I use basic acrylic paint for the shoes with some fabric medium mixed in to make it a little more hard wearing and flexible. The Liquitex fabric medium doesn't need heat setting, but I still blast it with a hairdryer in between coats to dry it faster. It'll need several thin coats to cover this print. I don't want to paint it on too thick. I want the acrylic to lie quite flat. In the UK we'd call these trainers. Let me know in the comments what you call them where you are. I'm bead jointing the arms with silver tone metal beads. As usual, I'm using Gutterman top stitch thread for this. The shoulders will be bead jointed with the same beads as the elbows. I don't want to hide these beads, so I've made the top part of the arms from black cotton to give the impression of sleeves. I sew the bead onto the top of the arm, then I'll stitch the bead to the shoulder later. I try to make sure the tension in the joints is the same on each side so the arms hang evenly. The legs are attached to the body with a simple hinge joint. I position them towards the front of the torso. This looks more natural and will allow her to be posed either in sitting or standing. I'm fastening off the thread just under the waistband of the jeans, so it'll be hidden. I'm careful not to pull it too tight, I don't want to restrict her movement. As usual, I shade the eye area with Derwent Coloursoft pencils. This will add a bit of depth around the button eyes. I'll give it a spray with Artist's Fixative to stop it smudging and wearing off. The fixative also prevents the pigment transferring onto the white button thread. The buttons are stitched through the head and anchored at the back. This helps them sit tightly to the face. I use Derwent Line Maker pens for the eyeliner and the mouth. This is the part that makes me most nervous. The ink is permanent, so it's not easy to hide mistakes. I always try to do the fine line work when it's quiet and the boat's not moving around too much. I'm using the Coloursoft pencils again to add a little bit of shading under the mouth line. You could draw a detailed face with these. They blend really easily with the blending pencils. I like to keep the features quite simple though. I tried making dolls with detailed faces when I started 12 years ago, but it was the simple button eyes that my customers preferred, so I stuck with this style and then just kept developing it. The shirt is made from black quilting cotton. I used the sewing machine to hem it, but I'm hand stitching the rest to fit it to the doll. I've made this little rainbow flag from some grosgrain ribbon. This ribbon tends to fray a bit, so I gave it a coat of acid-free PVA glue before cutting it to size. I'm going to stick it to the front of the shirt with super thick tacky glue. This is a water-based craft glue that grabs really quickly and it's pretty strong. I just give it a few minutes to make sure it's stuck and then I can joint the shoulders. The thread needs to go right through the point of the shoulder so it's nice and secure. I generally give it a couple of loose stitches, then fasten the thread at the back, under the clothing. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button to let me know. This also helps it get seen by more people. Perfect, now for the hair. I'm needle felting the hair with my Clover felting tool. I keep 2 of these handy, one with 3 needles for larger areas and one with 2 needles for fine lines. I'm felting a thin layer of black acrylic fibre around the back and sides of the head. For the longer hair on top, I've cut some strands of acrylic yarn in rainbow colours. I'll start at the front in the centre of the hairline and work outwards from there. My original plan for this doll was to use the colours of the lesbian sunset flag. That would have looked awesome, but I couldn't find a light orangey colour that would work next to the darker orange. New colours are coming out all the time, so I'll keep looking. Hopefully I'll find something suitable by next June. I like to use a super chunky weight yarn as it has a lovely wavy texture when it's unravelled. These colours are all from the Signet Seriously Chunky and Mythically Chunky ranges. I don't want to brush the curls out too much, so I'll just gently pull out the loose fibres, then use the felting tool to style it into a high ponytail. A couple of stitches with some top stitch thread will hold it in place. I like how it shaped itself into a little quiff at the front. Now it just needs a trim. I find it easiest to chop into the ends of the hair a little at a time until I get the length I want. I don't put any products on the hair. As long as she's handled carefully, the acrylic should hold its style on its own. I thought it'd be cool to give her some little star tattoos on her forearm. My close-up vision is not great, so I need a magnifying lamp for small details like this. She just needs a necklace now. I don't want to make it too girly, so I'm using some waxed cotton cord and a silver-plated shield pendant. I'm using an end crimp to join the cord at the back. This will hold it securely with no big knots. I think she looks awesome. If you'd like to watch me make more Pride Flag dolls, watch this playlist next and I'll see you next time. Bye!